up, everyone? Welcome to episode 64 of our podcast, Sippin' Sports. I'm Dave. This is Chris. Chris, how we doing?
Tired.
Tired? Long weekend
Yeah.
or what? Long days?
Yeah.
It's only like
I would say the weekend was great. Elite.
Tuesday.
I know.
Damn.
But I feel like, do you feel like you feel more tired on Tuesday or Wednesday?
I would say Tuesday.
You think?
Yeah.
So are you tired?
No.
Oh.
I never get tired.
Never?
No. I'm not that tired. I will say, I definitely feel it now, this heat. But I will say we just got our sod in, so I've been doing a lot more yard work, which is crazy.
Look at you.
Yeah, it's a lot of water.
So domesticated.
Kinda. It's kind of weird. It's just, you just go out there and water it. But, yeah, I'm really not that tired yet. So
How does it look?
not green.
It's a solid start.
Yeah, we'll see.
We got an email from our HOA, I think earlier today, that said that because it's been so hot, don't be surprised if parts of the grass are yellow.
Yeah.
Because they can't keep up with the restrictions on when they can water and making sure that the grass is looking nice.
Yeah.
So
I always wonder.
Y'all are just coming up with excuses.
Yeah, try to save on the water bill. I wonder if there are, I know there's always restrictions, like times you can water and not, but like.
So
I don't know, it
they
seems
said
weird.
they said that ours is odd even days.
Okay.
So if your address is odd, then you can water on odd days, and if your address is even, you can water on even days. So it's that, but then you also can't do it during the day. It has to be like
At night or odd hours.
overnight / in the morning.
Wait. Y'all have to water?
No, not like the people who are in charge of the grass and like the water system is running overnight.
How does it do odd even though? Because isn't everyone, like your building is odd?
No, mine's even.
So yours is even.
7610.
It's about based on the whole address, not
The
your
building.
I got you.
The
Yeah,
building over
yeah.
is 7614, so that would be even as well.
Yeah, so those two would be the same. Weird.
Mhm.
That's weird to me. I don't know if that, to be honest, we don't have a
You better look into that. Otherwise,
we don't have an irrigation system, so it's technically me doing it with a hose, which I think you can do whenever you want.
I don't know if you can put a sprinkler out. My parents, it's odd even in Egan.
Yeah, but they have an irrigation system, right?
No, they just have a sprinkler that you plug into the hose.
Oh well. To be honest,
You better look into that.
if I get called out man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to water. We're supposed to water it 4 times a day for 45 minutes every day for the first 2 weeks.
So you just been chilling out there?
No, we have like one of those little ones that
Yeah, see? You're gonna get in trouble. I can already see it.
I'll gladly get in trouble, and I'll send the bill or whatever I get fined right to MI Homes and be like, what do you want us to do? My grass would be shot. It's like literally the hottest time out right now. It's the worst time.
Too bad.
It's like 2 weeks ago you guys could have put it in and it rained every single freaking day. Not now though.
No.
Nope, never easy.
All right, we're jumping into episode 64. What's the top moment for you, David?
So this past weekend, Victor Hovland won the Memorial Tournament, actually in a playoff. Came back, won the tournament, pocketed a cool $3.6 million. But the coolest part was the next morning he was out caddying for his former college teammate Zach Boshu, who was playing in a qualifier Monday morning.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Zach did not qualify, but still pretty cool to have Victor Hovland on your bag the day after.
Just sounds like a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. 25 years old, just pocketed $3.6 million. One of the best players in the world. Now he's on your bag. I think the crazy thing is that said they were at dinner on Saturday, and Victor joked that he would be on his bag on Monday, and the guy said, "Okay, do it," and so he did.
I mean, just a power move for the guy to say, "Okay, do it," and then
Shows up.
him to actually do it.
Right. It's just cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how many guys would do that or how many people.
Probably not many at all.
Right. Especially the day after a huge tournament that you just won.
Yeah.
You have to think. You have to think some
If
beverages were
you missed
consumed
it-
after that.
If you miss the cut,
Sure, because then you have Saturday, Sunday.
yeah. But also, it was like 36 holes.
Yeah, it was long. It was 2:18, and it started at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was like, hey, whatever. Victor also
Yeah.
strikes me as a guy though that like he doesn't go out and party. He doesn't really talk to anyone else. He just kind of zoned in.
He's a straight shooter.
Straight shooter. 25 years old.
Okay. Very cool. Mine is NBA related. So the coaching carousel, literally, I feel like the coaching carousel is the perfect way to describe it because everybody's basically that got fired or was asked to step down literally is just moving over to a different team. But
Yeah.
Monty Williams, he got the biggest cash out of his contract. But the top moment was a young assistant for the Suns was named the highest assistant coach salary in the league. His name's Kevin Young. And they basically said, hey, we're going to give you just over $2 million every year to stay on our staff. So the Suns hired Frank Vogel, and then they were like, we want to keep him. This is a young guy, young coach. We like him. And so they wanted to keep him, so they gave him a salary of over $2 million every year.
Yeah, I think that's wild. I think what's even crazier, we talked about this when all these coaches were getting fired. Like, it just doesn't even make sense to me. Like, so now all these coaches are literally just playing carousel and picking a team, and that team, like, is Frank Vogel going to be that much better than Monty Williams was? I don't know.
I think it just provides a shakeup.
Yeah.
So,
but I think for his sake, what's so hard is like, granted, Monty Williams got what he wanted and got paid a lot of money.
Yeah. So the difference was Monty Williams, 6 years, $78.5 million. So he's now the highest paid coach in the league.
Who's he?
Detroit. So that's part of the reason why they had to give him, because you're moving from Phoenix to Detroit.
You're also moving to the shittiest team in the NBA. Arguably the shittiest team for the last 3 years.
Yeah, arguably, for sure. And then Frank Vogel, 5 year, 31. So
maybe
Monty 6 years, 78.5. Frank 5 years, 31.
Yeah, so Frank's getting about $5 million and
about $6
million, and Monty's getting about 13.
Yeah, 13.5.
Yeah, so
but for Monty Williams, his total amount could bump into $100 million for the options of the 7th and 8th year. So he has 2 years that there's an option, and so that could bump it into $100 million.
Yeah, maybe that was why Phoenix couldn't keep him, because they weren't going to pay him. Weren't even going to be able to pay him even close to that.
I think they fired him.
Yeah, I just think that's stupid though. And I mean, here's the thing: it's like I get it, and like good for Monty Williams because now you at least have 6 years to go revamp this program. Like,
yeah, but
it's going to take a long time.
That doesn't mean they're going to keep him that long.
No, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying you're still going to get paid whatever you deserve to get paid and guaranteed. So I'm saying for him, it's not bad. Mm-hmm. But it's just like I think it's crazy where it's like you look at all these teams. It's like he had 1 year, if that, with KD and Devin Booker, and then now
less than
half a year. I mean, now he's one of those coaches where obviously Detroit saw something where they were like, hey, we can build, or he's going to build our young team or progress, and we're going to hopefully see that. I don't know.
Yeah.
See.
But Kevin Young, over $2 million a year. The average for head coaches, $2 to $4 million per year. And the assistant coaches, usually anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million. So he doubled the high end for the assistants, and he's at the bottom end for the head coaches, which is kind of crazy. I mean, the head coach is making about $6 million a year, and the assistant's making about $2 million a year.
Right.
So
you'd think they would. Yeah, I'm surprised no team tried to get him to be their head coach.
Well, they were just taking guys that were already head coaches in the league.
Yeah, I guess.
So
interesting.
There you have it.
Interesting.
All right, let's move on. Minnesota Minute. David?
Twins currently 31-30 as of tonight.
Nice.
First place still in the division. They are playing Tampa Bay Rays right now, and then they have the Blue Jays coming up.
Take that game into
account. Yeah, just right now. The game just finished. That's live. That's live.
That's good stuff from UTB.
Minnesota Wind Chill beat the Union last week,
nice.
Improving to 4-1 there in first place. They play Madison this weekend. United lost to Austin FC and then tied Toronto. They're currently 5-6. That's 7th place in their division. and they play Montreal coming up, so they are struggling.
I don't like that.
It's okay. Long season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like they seem like a team that would, or the league that would have to take a break because of all the other soccer stuff happening.
Like the World Cup and stuff?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Just like I feel like their season is usually so long that there is inevitably a break in the middle of the season.
Yeah. I don't know if it's always because like the World Cup and stuff and all those go every other year or like every 4 years. But there's always some tournament that these players play in. I don't know. There was talk at one point that Messi was going to come over to MLS.
Yeah, there still is talk about that. But let's talk for a different day. Picks recap. NBA, obviously it's finals, so not a lot of picks. But last week, David, you were 3-3.
500.
Very 500. And I was 3-2. So obviously I didn't do an over-under that you did.
Yeah, and I think it was, it's crazy.
There you have it.
Crazy.
What are we drinking today, David?
Well, we're on to number 2 of the case of the LBs, the LoverBoys. This
Okay.
one's the black cherry vanilla, though.
Oh,
So this one
interesting.
should have a little bit more. It's made with love.
How do you know that it has a little bit more? What gives you that?
Well, I'm saying like it should have a little more different, like it's black cherry vanilla. Last time it was just like half and half, so that's like a
Right.
normal iced tea. Never had a black cherry iced tea.
Yeah. Me either.
It's all black cherry, like soda.
All right, beer that we're going with. I'm a big fan. I saw this when I walked into the store today. I was like, gotta get that. So, it's from Indeed.
Right up the road.
It's a salted key lime lager, so we're sticking on the train of key lime flavor. It's in partnership with Red Cow and Red Rabbit.
You know what the difference is? Come on, there. Those are 2 restaurants, but do you know what the difference is between Red Cow and Red Rabbit?
Well, Red Cow's probably known for their burgers.
And what's Red Rabbit?
Probably Red Rabbit.
Pasta. It's like Red Rabbit's more pasta, Red Cow's more
How is
burgers.
rabbit pasta?
Hey, I didn't make the name. I'm just telling you, if you go to Red Rabbit, it's known for pasta.
That's stupid. I don't like that.
Well, I'm just saying. Red
but-
Cow actually has one of the best burgers. I will say. Pretty good.
It's fine. But then the other aspect of it is it's in connection with, it's called Queer Space Collective. So there's a bunch of different colors on the can, and it says Queer Space Collective creates space for LGBTQ plus youth to feel safe and empowered to be their true selves through intergenerational mentorship, inclusivity training, and consulting and advocacy work.
So that's Indeed.
That's the Queer Space Collective. But
That's through
it's
Indeed.
all under the Indeed. I mean, it's an Indeed beer, but
Got it.
it's in connection with all the colors on the can. So, a lot happening.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in one.
Mm-hmm.
You got a burger joint, you got Pride community, and you got a pasta place that should be named Red Rabbit, I guess.
I don't understand that correlation. Red Rabbit pasta. Oh, the other. Dang it.
Wait, that's very light.
Very light. Yeah.
That's a lager.
Mm-hmm. Salted key lime. The other thing I saw a video on is people opening the cans halfway, and then they literally put it on the side of the glass, and it just pours it perfectly. But I forgot to try it.
What?
They like put this halfway, and then they like tip the glass. I'll show it to you. Maybe I'll do it next time.
Wait, tip the glass? Like the glass the top just helps it sit on
We'll
the
do it
glass?
next week, because
That would overflow.
yeah, it's a bigger can. But next week I have a smaller one, so I'll try and remember to do it, and I can do a little explanation video.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that.
I saw it, I was shocked.
It smells.
All right, black cherry vanilla. Wow, it's so strong.
Yeah, it's very strong.
So strong smelling. Full black cherry. So if you're not a big fan of black cherry smell, plug your nose. But it's very strong.
I'm gonna throw this out there.
Can you smell the vanilla?
More so taste. I think the cherry overtakes it, to be honest. But I'm gonna throw this out there right now. This tastes like a wild cherry Pepsi in my eyes. It has that same mantra. It tastes like a soda. It doesn't taste like iced tea at all. I don't think.
It doesn't have as many bubbles as a soda.
Yeah, but I don't think it tastes as iced tea. Maybe that's just the black cherry. Yeah, I don't know.
Still kind of tastes kind of stale.
Stale?
I think.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does it taste like?
That was the word that came to my mind. Was
What
just
does
like
stale taste like? Like a non-carbonated soda? Like, you know, if you have soda too long and you open the top and it doesn't foam or fizz?
Yeah, maybe just like right before it gets done with all the fizz, like a little bit, but just kind of tastes dead. All right, ready whenever you are.
6-2.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it because I think it's solid. I actually think it's better than last week's time because I don't really love iced tea. I mean, twisted teas were better, but this one has 0 sugar.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it actually tastes like there's no iced tea taste for me in that whole thing. It's literally just black cherry and vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think, I mean, the carbonation's not there, but I don't think it's like, I don't know. It reminds me of a soda just with less carbonation. So I wouldn't go as far maybe as stale soda, but I would go as far as like toned down soda. That's what I would say.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 3-7. I do think it's better than last week. Last week's I thought was nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the flavor is leaving a little bit more to be desired.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I think that it, like, you start to drink it, you get the flavor, and then it just kind of like dies off.
So just drink more, and you get the flavor again.
Yeah, but I don't like the flavor enough to do that.
Well, that would play a part too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting pack so far. I think it's definitely 2 interesting ones. I think this one's for sure better than the first one. The first one tasted like a
The first one was
year-old
nasty.
iced tea. Yeah, it didn't taste very good.
Yeah, so definitely a step up.
It definitely tastes. You have to like black cherry. I mean, vanilla's kind of in there, but you definitely have to like black cherry.
Yeah, it's definitely the more prominent flavor.
Yeah, 100%.
But I feel like that is kind of what you expect.
Yeah.
Like when you see that can and you see the flavor, that's what you should expect is black cherry.
Right.
And then vanilla. It's not called vanilla black cherry.
I wonder if it's good for you.
What would make you think that?
Because it has organic black tea. Huh.
Does black tea have caffeine or no?
I don't know. Doesn't say caffeine in here. There's only 25 grams of sodium, 2 carbohydrates, 0 protons, 0 fat, 0 sugar.
Protons or protein?
Protons. That's protein.
What?
Protons are protein. Come on, Chris. You're a fitness guy. Protons are protein. 0 grams of protein.
Yeah, it says 0 grams of protein.
Right. 0 grams of protein.
Ah, it has stevia in there.
Yeah, the same one did too. That's where you probably get some of the flavor.
That's probably why I don't really like it.
You don't like stevia?
No.
I don't know if I can tell a difference between what stevia sugar. Is
Fake.
it like fake sugar?
Yeah. So it's basically because they probably promote, it's 0 grams of sugar.
But
it's 0 grams of sugar, but there's stevia extract in there, so it's basically fake sugar.
Right, so it's got the fake sugar.
It's a sweetener.
Technically, technically it's not wrong though. It has 0 grams of real sugar.
No, yeah, that's what things do is they promote 0 grams of sugar, and then and then they add the sweeteners and whatever so that they're not lying, but they're just not saying it all.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to the key lime lager, salted key lime lager. It is Pride Month, by the way, June. Just as a heads up to everybody. Okay. It tastes like I was at Smack Shack this last weekend, and they have a sea salt lager as well. I cannot remember who it's from.
Is lager just like a light beer?
Mm-hmm.
It just tastes like a light beer with like
A lighter beer with a little extra
hint, a little
flavor.
hint of key lime, a little hint of lime.
I think you can smell the key lime more than you can necessarily taste it. I think the taste is a little bit more driven by the sea salt.
Okay.
I feel like this one would be perfect if you added a lemon slice.
It does have that. You could get that little tang.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's not. In my opinion, there's really not like a ton of flavor. I mean, you can taste the key lime, you can taste the lime, but like, it just tastes like your own one. Like it almost just tastes like a light beer to me that has a little hint of key lime. I'm almost more getting the key lime on the aftertaste than I am even originally.
I'm getting I feel like the thing about when it's a sea salt beer, I feel like it ends a little dry for me.
It's definitely dry. I could see that.
Mm-hmm. It also says that there's some honey in there. Are you getting
I'm
that?
not getting any honey, no.
No. Let's see. Try swishing it around a little bit. Maybe you get a little honey. Yeah. Maybe?
No, I'm not getting
No?
honey still. Also, I feel like if it says there's honey in there, you shouldn't have to swish it around to get the honey. It's kind of weird.
The sweetness. Would you rather have stevia or
Real sugar?
honey?
What is it? Wait, is that real sugar? Is there real sugar in there? Is that what you're saying, or what's the question?
No, would you rather have, because essentially I would assume that the honey is acting as the sweetener in this beer. But in this seltzer, you have the stevia, which is essentially acting as the sweetener. So would you rather have the stevia or would you rather have honey? Knowing that you can't really taste the honey.
Yeah, but I guess in my opinion, I don't really know what the stevia.
Do you taste the fake sugar taste?
No, see, not really. That's the thing.
Oh.
So for me, it's probably a bad question because I mean, obviously health wise, I would assume honey because it's natural and stevia is not real. But for me,
It does say natural flavors added.
Yeah. So that does not lie either. At least these cans are honest. All right. You got yours? I'm gonna say 5.2. I just think it's your average light beer that I just don't know the taste. Just there's a little key lime tang to it, and that's just for me. It's like, it's okay. I think it's okay. It's just your average beer.
Okay.
I wouldn't go back for 2.
I'm giving it a 7.2.
Wow.
Partially in an effort to bump up my ratings, but I do think that it's something that's easy to drink, and it has a good collection of flavors, I think. Nothing too overpowering and nothing that is going to take away from the drinking experience. And I think that the slight dryness at the end just makes you want to have another sip.
Wait, so it's okay.
This is a good dryness. That's not good.
Also, what do you mean? Get up your rating. What the hell does that mean? You can't just fake your score. So
I'm
your
not
score is
faking-
high. You just said your score was higher than it should be because you want to get your rating up.
No,
you just said that.
It's not.
Play it back. Play it back 20 seconds ago. Tell me, pause. Viewers, tell me what this means. I want to get my rating higher. That's why I gave it the score I did.
No, I want to expand my rating.
You didn't say that though. You said you wanted to get your rating higher.
No.
Yeah, so what do you mean by expand? What does that mean?
I want to expand so that the better ones are better and the lesser ones are lower.
Wait, what?
Rather than every beer being between a
So you would have 2 of these.
5.6 and a 6.8.
Yeah.
I want to expand the range that my scores are.
Got it.
So I think this is an accurate score.
Got it. So you would have multiple of these.
I would, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is this like is this a special one, or does Indeed you don't have this? Is it just for like Pride Month?
My guess would be that it's there right now
For June.
but I would not expect it to be there for just like the long term as a every week type of
or every month. Yeah.
I would assume that it's more so limited edition, especially knowing that it's connected in partnership with the 2 restaurants and the Queer Space Collective. Like,
taking advantage of
if you're connecting all of the groups, then it makes me think that it's a little bit more limited edition.
Got it.
So
That's a cool can.
oh yeah, I love it. So if you're interested, this is what the can looks like. It's in the stores. It's being promoted, and I would assume, I don't know for sure, maybe somebody can tell us if it's at Indeed, but
Has to be, right? You have to.
at least for this full month of June.
Right. Maybe then after
I would
that
be
it goes
shocked
up.
if it was not there.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty easy to drink. So if it's a hot day and you're looking for a thirst quencher,
Beer.
it's a good one to get.
There you go.
Okay, LoverBoy, Black Cherry Vanilla. We got 3.7 for me, 6.2 for Dave, and the Salted Key Lime Lager from Indeed, and Red Cow, and Red Rabbit, and Queer Space Collective. 5.2 for David, 7.2 for me.
Would you say key lime? Do you like key lime pie? Like, is key lime a flavor you like? Because those have been 2 of your highest. Well, you might find something if you go like get a key lime pie at the store. That might be something.
I don't eat that much pie.
I don't even know the last time I've been offered a key lime pie.
Or what about a pie in general, other than Thanksgiving?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's like the new thing. Maybe it's like a key lime pie. Key lime. I think there's like key lime cheesecake I had somewhere. But
You are a Cheesecake Factory guy.
Yeah, we're keeping them in business.
It's not surprising.
Yeah.
But what was that?
And that's what they call a review. Bang.
All right. There we go. Okay. NBA Finals still going on.
Yeah.
It's a little surprising 1-1.
Yeah, I think we're both taken back by the 1-1.
The 4-0, not happening.
Not happening.
Gentleman sweep could still happen.
I think the gentleman sweep could still happen. I will say this. I think it took a lot of people, I think, by surprise. I mean, game 1, everyone knew, I think, what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the 11-point win, or 12-point, whatever it was, 10 to 11-point win, I think was one of those things where, like, at the end of the game, it was like, okay, they made a few shots. We just kind of wasted the clock. Like, it should have been a 15, 16, 17-point game the whole game.
It was what it was expected.
Yeah. Yeah, 11-point win. The second game, what was crazy is the Nuggets actually were winning at halftime by a decent amount. I think like 4-6. And then, so not a decent amount, but still winning. And then literally just fourth quarter just fell apart. And the Heat took advantage. I will say the Heat in this playoffs probably are one of the best teams of coming out of a quarter and dominating the first few minutes of a quarter. They always play well the first few minutes of a quarter.
Well, I did see that fourth quarters, I think it was for the full playoffs, but for the fourth quarters, their overall plus minus after game
plus.
2, plus 90.
Yeah, it has to be way. The Heat you're talking?
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be.
And the other 3 quarters are negative.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
But
you look
the
at the
fourth quarter, they're dominating.
Right. Well, I think the crazy thing is, like, the first 3 quarters, like, even, like, all these series they played, even, like, the first series against the Bucks or, like, the Knicks or whatever, or the Celtics, like, going into the fourth quarter, they would either be, like, right around 1 or 2, or they'd be losing. And they would just turn it on and win by, like, 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then even this game, like, they were outscoring them at one point. It was, like, I remember watching, it was, like, 28-12. They were outscoring them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's just necessarily like they just have that switch or they always do something different. But I mean, I give the Heat a lot of credit. They always are changing up their. Eric Spoelstra has to be one of the best coaches in the league, if not. I mean, to take this team,
if not the best,
to beat
who would you say is higher, better than?
Who would I say is higher
for coaching wise? Or in the conversation.
I think the Nuggets coach has to be Malone.
Okay.
Has to be in there. I also. That's a tough question. I guess. I don't think Missoula was that great of a coach. No, I don't think at all.
Well,
but
he's also a first year head
yeah.
coach, so it's not like you expect him to be just insanely, like, really good.
I would say, though, you could probably put the Nuggets coach in there. I do think the last few years, like, just consistently, like, the Bucks, Budenholzer had to be up there the last few years. This year, maybe, getting bounced in the first round. Sure, not great, but, like...
Do you think that was because of his coaching ability, or do you think that was because they have Giannis?
I think a little bit of both. I think it plays a little bit of both, but I think that's the difference with what Spoelstra does is like, yeah, Jimmy Butler's great, but like, I don't even think Jimmy Butler would be in top 10 players in the NBA. I think I could name 10 players that are better that I would take over Jimmy Butler.
Probably.
Maybe even 50. I mean, we're getting up there. Easily 10. I'm not trying to disrespect Jimmy Butler, but I'm just saying, like, to what he's playing with and he's developing Eric Spoelstra now, it's like, yes, he's got to be up there for one or two.
What about Popovich?
But I think it's the same thing. I think it's the same question. It's like, did Popovich just get lucky with these superstar players? I mean, what has Popovich done in the last 5 years?
I mean,
it's hard to play with trash.
Yeah.
This is an 8 seed, though. I don't even think he's in the same contention. I think Popovich...
Yeah, but the reason why they're an 8 seed is because they had a lot of injuries throughout the year.
Yeah, but he's still...
Not because the full roster is trash.
Yeah, 100%. But we can make excuses for everyone. I'm saying Popovich has literally been in the bottom 5 teams the last 3-4 years. I mean, yeah, you were great 10 years ago. Great. And yeah, you were a USA team. I'm not saying Popovich is a bad coach. But like you just said, they had a bunch of injuries. They still finished 8th in the eighth. They're still the 8th seed.
Yeah.
So I think you have to give. I think he's.
No, I'm not. I was not saying that to say that Spoelstra is a bad coach. I think he's a great coach. Definitely, I would say. If I had to just like throw a number out there, I would say for sure top 5 coach in the league.
Spoelstra?
Yeah. So that wasn't to say, oh, he's not a really good coach. I think he's a very good coach. I just think that like if they would have been healthy throughout the year, they would have been a better seed than 8.
Yeah, 100%. I just think it's hard with Popovich because it's like, and I get there's been a bunch of stuff and his team's been trash and now he's got the number 1 pick, so he's got that whatever guy's name is. But like, I think he was a great coach, but you look at the talent he had, I mean, he had Hall of Fame players.
Yeah, but he also, I mean, Tim Duncan was a high pick, but Tony Parker wasn't like God's gift to earth.
Yeah. Wait, I'm confused. What's the question now? You're saying, well, how does he develop players?
Manu Ginobili wasn't like the biggest prospect coming into the league.
Yeah, I'm saying he's hit on a few guys, but I'm saying, like, what has he done the last 5 years?
I mean,
nothing.
The roster's been terrible.
Yeah, but you just said he develops players. That was your whole argument right there. You just said that Tony Parker wasn't a top pick. Who has he developed in the league? I couldn't even name 3 players on their team that started, besides Trey Jones.
Well, they have Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell.
Keep going. I've never heard of either of those 2 guys.
They got Jeremy Sochan.
I have heard of him. Baylor great.
Yep.
Because he always had the weird hair.
Baylor great might be a stretch.
I'm just saying, we'll see after this few years. I think Popovich, he's a great coach. I just think it's one of those things too. Like, you obviously have to have the players. I think when you look at this Heat team, like if you're going to compare 1-to-1, like, dude, you have 2 guys who are like D3 players playing on this team. D2, D3.
That's true.
Granted, Duncan Robinson should not get that many minutes. I think he's ass.
Well,
he's got to play.
He's filling in.
Yeah, 100%. I just think he just needs to stop shooting.
What about? Yeah, but you can make him. What about Steve Kerr?
It's another good coach. I think Steve Kerr's a top 5 coach. I think Steve Kerr comes up with things, but my question, I guess this would be my rebuttal. What would Steve Kerr be without Steph Curry? And you can't say that because he's had him. I get that, but like, what would he be without Steph Curry?
Well, I think
arguably the best player in the league.
I think that he is smart enough to utilize Steph in ways that others maybe wouldn't have.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially early in his career,
Mm-hmm.
where that has, not to say that that's like the only reason why Steph's really good, but I think that that has helped his development into a top 10, 20, 30 player of all time.
Yeah, and I think Steve Kerr deserves credit. I think Steve Kerr would be a top 3 coach in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think consistently winning, consistently being at the top, yes, you have great players, but like he's consistently putting out a good product, and they've won how many championships under him? 3? 2 or 3, maybe 4?
I believe he has 5 as a player and 4 as
his coach. Yeah.
It's either that or 4 as a player, 5 as a coach, but I think it's 5 and 4.
Yeah. I think it's crazy because like all these guys have these superstar players, and don't get me wrong, Jimmy Butler's good. Like he's nowhere near Giannis status.
No.
Or Steph Curry status.
Correct.
Where it's like you look at the Nuggets, arguably the Nuggets have one of the best players in the league in Jokic, if not the best player in the league.
If not, yeah.
Do you think if Jokic was more flashy, he would easily be like the most talked about player? I feel like no one ever really talks about him. I mean, I feel like deep down they kind of do, but it's like it's not one of those things. He's averaging a triple-double in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, he almost averaged a triple-double during the regular season,
Right.
too.
Yeah.
I would say no, because I think a few things hurt him. 1, he's not super athletic, kind of to your point. 2, he's an international player, and specifically being in the United States, I think that the
Hometown guys or like
American
guys.
Having the American guys bring a little bit more kind of popularity.
Pizzazz. Yeah. Like everyone loves LeBron. Yeah.
Exactly. And so specifically athleticism and being an international guy and being a big guy, I think are all 3 reasons why
he's not talked about
it
as much.
kind of brings him down a little bit.
Yeah. So do you think if the Nuggets win the championship this year,
Mm-hmm.
that he will become more of like, okay, this guy is the real deal. Like this guy is legit top 5. This guy is like one of the best players in the world. I mean, he's been in the MVP. He's won 2 MVPs?
2 out of the last 3, and he was second
this year. Yeah.
I think that people that know basketball
Mm-hmm.
consider him to be elite.
Yeah.
But I think just like the casual fan, it's not like you're gonna go and just like want to watch a Nuggets game because they have Jokic.
And he doesn't have that pizzazz.
But I think if you're like a basketball person, then you know how good he is,
Mm-hmm.
and like you can watch it and enjoy it more because you understand a little bit more of the nuances that he's doing, or like the different small things that he does and the passes that he makes and the impact that he has on the game. I think that you can understand a little bit more, whereas if you're just a casual basketball fan, like that play style doesn't necessarily excite you.
Yeah, because there's nothing to it. Like he's not going to go on a fast break and do a windmill dunk. He's not going to jump over someone.
There's not athleticism in the traditional sense that we've come accustomed to.
Yeah, where we're talking about superstar players.
Yeah.
Or just the main players in general.
Well, it's not like Steph's super athletic either.
Yeah, but Steph also is one of those rare breeds where like the shots he makes and the shots he creates are 1 to none. No one does that.
It's more pizzazz.
Yeah, it's 100%. And Steph is also one of those guys where he's changed the game where like he can shoot from anywhere, and now everyone's trying to shoot like Steph.
Correct.
So I think the thing is too that's different too with Jokic is like he's just the all-around best player to have. Like he's assists, rebounds, points. Granted, their team doesn't really rebound. No, everyone just breaks out for a fast break, and he's just left down there.
Michael Porter Jr. has gotten
even Aaron Gordon has probably some, but I'm saying like their mantra is literally get out and let's go.
Well, I had Michael Porter Jr. Over 8 rebounds, and he had 6 this last game. So
yeah, and he's probably their leading rebounder, to be honest. Oh no, Jokic was.
No, Jokic.
But I'm saying like you watch him. I think the difference with him, what makes him so unique is like all 5 of those guys on the Nuggets can literally take the ball up and do something. They run plays for everybody.
Yeah, a little less Aaron Gordon, but
Yeah, but even Aaron Gordon, there was times I was watching in game 1, it was more so like they would outlet to Aaron Gordon and let him run. Like teams don't do that. The Timberwolves don't outlet to Towns to let him control the ball. If Towns grabs a rebound and goes himself, yes, there's no chance that we pass the ball to Carl or Rudy.
it's well, no, that would not be very good. But it's just a little bit different roster creation.
Yeah, which we need to adapt, or more teams will have to adapt. Because like you said, if the Nuggets aren't losing anyone next year, they're going to be in the same position. They'll win 50, 60 games.
They should be pretty good next year. Yep.
Yeah. How do the Heat win this series?
Well, I will say that they must have listened to our episode last week.
With what?
Followed the making Jokic a primary scorer and trying to take away his ability to facilitate the offense. Must have listened. Just saying.
Do you think? Wait. On that topic, because I know you're trying to toot your home. They
Yeah,
literally just missed shots. They made shots in game 1. They missed shots in game 2. I mean, I think they shot 9. They made 9 threes in game 2.
The Nuggets.
Yeah, like they just didn't make shots.
Yeah, but I'm just
I don't
saying.
think that takes away his ability. I think if you watch him passing, he probably could have had 10 assists if they would have just made shots.
I mean, I think that they were
11 of 28 from 3.
Their team.
Yeah.
I just think that that they did some different things on defense that played into him being more of a scorer. I mean, he had 28 shots. There was only one person that had more than 10 shots. One other person on their team that had over 10 shots. They scored more points in game 2 than game 1.
Yeah, but I will say this again. If you watch game 1 versus game 2, like game 2, they literally made 3 threes within the last minute. Just hucking up threes. I said this before. This game should not have been even close to 6 or 7 points. And they had a chance to tie it up at the end.
They did have a chance, yeah.
I think the biggest difference is Kevin Love coming in the game and playing big.
39% from 3 is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I'm just saying, like, you look at the first game, like, they miss open shots, and yes, the difference was compared to game 1 compared to game 2 was the fact that they didn't let people just bully them.
They shot 29% from 3 in game 1.
They didn't have to. Look at how many shots did Aaron Gordon have? What was he? What was efficiency?
Aaron Gordon was 7 to 10.
7 to 10.
But
What
he
was
had
Michael
10
Porter Jr.?
shots.
Wait, what do you mean?
Jokic shot 12 times in game 1.
Yeah.
28 in game 2.
Yeah, because he had to. Right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, like...
Why do you think he had to? Because the Heat were pushing him towards being more of a primary scorer.
So if it's that easy, will the Heat win this series?
No. Because I think that the Nuggets will be able to find some other way to change the offensive end.
How so?
Well, they need to get Jamal Murray more involved and find different ways to attack the zone with the strategies that they've used throughout the season. They're a big pick and roll team with Murray and Jokic, right? But they weren't able to do it as successfully when the Heat went to the zone and with other things that they were doing to make Jokic the primary scorer. So I think that they're going to have to figure out ways to still get those actions and find either different ways for Jokic to screen and then do something different, like maybe a short roll into an area that's more open and then either distribute it off of that or like have him like screen and flare out but then go right into like a pin down screen or something like that, where he's going from one action into the next rather than the Heat being able to get it out of Murray's hands, and then it goes to Jokic, and now he is trying to do stuff, and everybody's able to stick on their guy. If he goes from one action right into the next, maybe they are able to get other guys involved.
Do you think that's part of their, like, what he can do, though?
Jokic?
I feel like when you watch their games, he literally is a pick and pop guy or a pick and roll kind of guy. And then he can facilitate from that. Like, I don't think he's really that guy that, like, runs around and does
No, I mean,
screens.
you don't really want him to be running around all over the place,
Right.
but I think that if you can do that successfully a couple times,
Yeah.
then at least you have to honor that, and that might open up a few other things that they can exploit just throughout the game, different adjustments that they can make. I mean, you try and do some things to open up the game at the beginning, and then as the game continues on, knowing how certain things went, you can make adjustments one way or the other as to like how you want to exploit how they're kind of like shifting into playing those things that you already did during the game.
So what do you think that so that's part of what the Nuggets have to do is get Jokic more involved passing wise, or be able to get more involved passing wise?
Yeah, I mean, how many assists did he have game 2?
Or what do you mean, game 1?
No, game 2. He had 4 assists, and you said he's averaging a triple-double in the playoffs. 4 is not close to 10. So he had 11 rebounds, he had 41 points, but the biggest difference is everybody else did not play very well. I mean, Aaron Gordon, he was pretty efficient. He was 5'7".
Yeah, he's a good player.
So,
I mean, he's been a good player.
So, I mean, the more that you can have Jokic facilitate the game and bring everybody else in along with him, rather than him being the primary person. Like, this difference between his point total and everybody else's, that ain't gonna work. Like, Michael Porter Jr., 5 points, not gonna cut it. KCP kind of stunk it up.
He stunk it up both games. Well, not both games, but
He did okay game 1.
he had 7 points
right?
on 3 of 8 shooting. Yeah, he was probably their. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. was 5 of 16.
Yeah, he needs to shoot better.
Well, I think it also comes down to too, like the huge thing was like the fact that, like we said, like Kevin Love gets put in the starting lineup. Didn't even play game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Big body, not able to be bullied. Aaron Gordon literally bullied. I think he was on Gabe Vincent sometimes when they would pick and they would just switch, and he would just dunk all over him. Game 1. I think the difference also coming from the Heat side is in game 1, you were 13 of 39 from 3. You had Max Strus 0 of 9, 0 of 10 completely shooting. Caleb Martin 1 of 7. And even Jimmy Butler was 6 of 14. Bam Adebayo was probably arguably the one guy who actually had a decent game.
Yeah, Bam played well.
Bam played well, and Gabe Vincent didn't play bad. I mean, that's what you'll get from Gabe Vincent. 19 points is not bad. But I'm saying, like, you look at game 2, there was more spread out scoring. And I think a big part of it was defensively, the Nuggets just, like, got lazy. They were lazy. I mean, the first game, too, I guess you could talk about referees, you could talk about whatever, but the Heat only shot 2 free throws the whole game. 2 free throws. I think in the second game, there were 19 or 18 free throws. I mean, you shot 2 free throws the whole game from Highsmith was your only guy to shoot 2 free throws. It makes no sense. You got. I mean, that's just the difference. But I think that part right there comes with fatigue and comes with having to play 7 games, and then you get rested up in game 2 is what the Heat showed. So I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see. I think the Nuggets will come out very hot. Game 3, I think their defense has to step up. But I think the Heat have a good game plan. I don't think this series, I thought this series was going to be a sweep, obviously. I think this series will be a lot better now. I think the Heat can play well. I mean, you have to have guys that can make shots, though. I mean, if your starters go, 2 of your starters go 1 of 17, you're not going to win a game. I don't care who you are.
It does help if you make shots.
Yeah, and get to the free throw line. You have to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, I agree. It's good call, David.
I actually, realistically, I do hope. I mean, I think, like I said, the Nuggets should be favorited still, but I don't know. The Heat, man, I think they're surprising everybody.
Yep, they keep doing it, and somehow people keep
If the Heat win,
counting them out.
and this keeps going, do you think Jimmy Butler's the MVP automatically?
Of the playoffs?
Yeah. or like of the final. Don't they do like a finals MVP and then like a playoffs MVP and then like a?
Yeah, they'll do a finals MVP. But if the Heat win, then it's obviously going to Jimmy.
Not Bam.
No. No.
Why not? Bam has outscored him both games.
Because
and he's played better.
Because they'll look at it and they'll say, "Oh,
Jimmy's the superstar."
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is annoying. That's the same treatment we've talked about. I've talked about. Superstar treatment is the stupidest thing the NBA has done.
But
it's a thing. Is what it is. Yeah, it's a thing.
It is a thing. What else you got? Anything?
No.
Okay.
It'll be interesting. It's crazy that the Nuggets only use 8 guys.
It's not too surprising, I don't think, at this point.
Really?
Yeah, who else are they going to play?
No, that's what I'm saying. I just think it's crazy. Reggie Jackson could play. Not bad.
They haven't played any of those guys the whole playoffs, though.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, this was wasted minutes at the end. And here's the point. The Heat outscored them 30-20 in the fourth quarter. Again. Granted, they were down by 17 at half. 21 going in the fourth quarter. So, we'll see. Game 3, Wednesday. So, yesterday, when this comes out.
That's true. Well, that is true. All right, let's move on. Top 5 today.
Yeah.
We're doing phone apps. Top 5 phone apps.
This will be I was actually thinking about this. This will be a very easy way to see our top 5 apps. You just got to pull up your screen time.
Yeah, and there could be a little bit of variance on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
But for the most part.
Yeah, I think we probably use the same apps on a week-to-week basis. I would probably say I do.
All right, what do you got?
Tails.
It is Tails. Good job.
TikTok.
Yeah, good job.
There you go, number 1.
I'm going to say Twitter.
Twitter is on mine.
Oh.
I'm going to say Instagram.
Yep. Good job. I am going to say Instagram.
Yep.
Nice. All right. 2 for 2, baby.
I'm going to say Twitter.
No.
Pull up your screen time after this. Pull up your screen time. We'll do it off air, but pull up your screen time.
It's over there.
Yeah, exactly. Pull up your screen time.
It's in use.
I'm just saying, pull up your screen time after, we'll see. That's fine.
Okay. I'm going to say messages.
Nope. It's not even in my top 8. I looked at no.
Yeah, but usage-wise, most important.
I don't know, actually, to be honest, messages. But here's the thing. It's like, I think I use these other apps more than I look at my messages.
Okay.
I'm going to say the ESPN app.
No.
What are you looking at? Okay.
TikTok.
TikTok is on mine.
Nice.
I'm going to say, my last guess is Spotify.
Yep. I'm also saying Spotify.
Not on mine.
Dang it. I should have known. It's yours to YouTube.
So Safari would have been a good guess. That's how I get my YouTube.
You stupid. All right. So what is that? 3-3?
3-3. You had you had my 1, my 3, and my 4.
Dang it.
Is that your 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Social media guy.
So you won.
Social media guy. Safari was my number 2. That's how I get my YouTube nerd. Come on,
Why
dude.
don't you have the YouTube app?
No, I don't use the YouTube app. I literally just
Why?
use Safari. I don't know.
That's the weirdest thing. All right, so what is your top 5?
So TikTok, Safari, Instagram, Twitter, ESPN.
Oh, I feel like I should have gotten
ESPN for sure.
Yeah. But that wouldn't
Ever since the
have
start
made a
of
difference.
Yeah.
My top 5 is TikTok number 1, Spotify 2, Instagram 3, Messages 4, and Safari 5.
Safari, I should have just gone with it. I think I went with Twitter. Yeah, you're not a big Twitter guy anymore.
No.
You love putting
I go in waves.
TikTok is for sure your wave.
I was a big Twitter guy for a chunk there. Probably like fall of last year. Like I was all into it.
Yeah.
But
it's just not the same anymore.
Not
It's
the
too...
same.
I don't know. I'm not trying to get political or any of that shit, so I'm not saying nothing. It's just too it's just dumb.
And I don't like how, like, you follow people,
Yeah.
but
You never see their tweets.
literally everybody else's tweets are the ones that show up.
No, I think it was back when Twitter was first created. It was like, oh, you followed your friends, and it was like, wow, this is what my friend is tweeting. This is what you're tweeting.
Yeah.
This is what this person tweeted. And like, I don't think any of us have been super big tweeters. But now it's like you go on there and it's like, this was recommended, or this is because you follow this person,
recommended.
or this person liked this, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Yep.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you get your news from Twitter?
News?
Yeah. I feel like part of me says yes. Not like news like that, like anything though. Like I found out about the Live and the PGA Tour on Twitter.
Oh, I found out about that on TikTok.
TikTok? See?
Yeah.
So your TikTok is your new news station.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How much time did you have last week on your on
My highest thing?
TikTok's number 1?
Yeah, I looked at this. It's screen time.
Yeah.
What's show activity?
What's TikTok last week?
TikTok was most used 55 minutes.
55 for the whole week?
This is week, right? Or this is today.
55 minutes for the whole week?
55 minutes. I work during the day, dude.
Oh
It's
my!
been one day. Yours will be low too.
No, last week.
I don't know how you check last week.
Scroll down and then hit that arrow.
So if I go week, TikTok was 3 hours and 32 minutes for the week.
Gotcha.
Safari was 2 hours 8 minutes. Instagram 1 hours 10. Twitter 1:11. And ESPN 55.
There's your 5.
Yep. So there it is. How long do you think your TikTok's probably a lot longer? You're a TikTok.
Do you want to guess how much it was? Because I know what it was.
Oh, do you actually?
Yeah. I know like
This is for the whole week?
Yeah, the general hour. Like I don't know exact like hour and minute, but I know general hour. Number.
I'm gonna say 7 hours 25 minutes.
No.
Higher?
Yeah.
Oh no. 10 hours. Don't tell me it goes above 10. It goes above 10?
Yeah.
14 hours.
Yeah, 14.
Shut the 14 hours divided by 7. That's 2 hours a day.
Hey, I'm grinding. I'm getting after it on the side hustles.
Wait, what?
We're learning things.
I know, but that is wild.
You just asked what the highest.
So here's my question. Would you be
news
devastated then if TikTok goes away? Gets
Oh,
banned?
It won't.
But I'm just saying, would you be devastated? Would you go back to Twitter?
I probably wouldn't go back to Twitter.
What's your average screen time?
6
hours
and change.
That's fair. Mine's like 4 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Decent. Yeah.
I think it's like 6 and change.
6 and change.
Also, since we're on the topic, hate the Instagram update.
It's stupid.
Why is everything so big?
I know. I actually thought I messed something up in my settings when I went on Instagram and the stories were like 2 per like.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
so annoying. You can't see anything.
No, and I looked at it and I was like, did I like zoom in my settings? Or
I want it so much smaller. Like I would rather see
10 stories. Or,
8 story people up at the top than 2.
I know, 2, and then it's like when you scroll, if you don't look at it the whole day, it's like you're scrolling. Like you won't even find your friends.
Do you scroll on the top to see people?
No, what I do is I click it, and then what I start doing is
swipe.
I just fucking tap it really fast.
So you watch everybody's story?
No, no.
Unofficially watch?
Technically,
yeah.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Wow. Dang.
Good friend.
Yeah, you are.
Shout out to everybody else. Wait, so you scroll like this?
Yeah, because then you can skip people's that you don't really want to see.
I
Or like
gotcha.
skip the ads. But
Yeah, I just tap through it, to be honest.
it's kind of annoying.
I mean, I will say, to be honest, if I were talking on the topic of Instagram, a lot of the stories I see now are just like influencers I follow, or like Barstool Sports always posts, like, like these, they're not like friends, so it's like I just go like this.
Gotcha. I hear you.
So,
Alrighty. Well,
also, good shout out to us. We are on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter.
yeah.
So, I mean, the top 3 most used apps probably in America. Give or take a few here or there, but probably. Social media for sure. I mean, no one uses Facebook. Shout out Lesh.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but probably different groups of people, older generations.
Yeah, I would say
feel
our
like
parents,
are more on
parents
Facebook.
are Facebook. Yeah. I don't think they're on Twitter.
I don't have the
Hopefully
Facebook app on my phone, so
Yeah.
or the Messenger app.
Facebook is just kind of outdated. TikTok's the new thing, man.
Yeah, it is.
So give us a follow if you want.
Alrighty. And while we're on the topic, if you haven't rated/reviewed our podcast on Spotify or Apple Pod, get on that.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Also, pause. This is a quick question about Spotify.
Mhm.
If you use Spotify,
Mhm.
but your phone is off. Not off, but like the screen's off.
Mhm.
Is that technically screen time?
Does
Does that still count it, you think?
No,
Because I use
I don't
Spotify
think
way
so.
more than, because I was going to say, the gym is like,
I don't
45
think
minutes
that
a day.
counts as screen time because the screen's
you're not
off.
looking at it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that probably would just
That's
be
like a background app.
like the
almost.
refresh? Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
Mhm.
Give us a follow.
All right.